Hello, friends and lovers. So we are here with another new release reading vlog. So for this reading vlog, I'm going to be reading The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This has been getting great reviews from all of my friends and online in general, but I've just really been looking forward to this one. I enjoy her, I believe it's called The Shepherd's Duology or something like that. I really enjoyed that one, and I really liked the unique magic system. There was a lot of elements I liked in her writing and in the series, and so I'm hoping that this is just even better, because I feel like that duology for me was a solid 4 stars. So I'm very excited to get to this one, and then later in the video, I want to read the new V.E. Schwab, which I should also be getting from Fairy Loot. And can we talk about this copy? So this is the Fairy Loot exclusive edition. She's literally my favorite color. Let me take off this jacket so I'm not crumpling it while I'm reading. So it has moths all over it. It has little moths on here too. So this book is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm hoping I love it, just so you know I can stare at this even longer. But I'm about 15% of the way through now, and we are following a girl who used to be named Sybil and now is named Six, because all of these diviners who can prophesize the future and see visions, when they are drowned in this special water, they see these visions of the future. All of the diviners have to cover their eyes, and they have specific rules that they live by, but they're not like monks. They can still go out and, get it if they want to, but they do live a little more secluded. And at the end of your time here, then you're released back out and you can just live your life. At least that's what Six thinks is going to happen. I'm sure there will be something in our way, but I feel like I'm still getting a grasp of the world and this story. So far, Six has met the King's Guard, the King's Knight, which, the Knight and the Moth. I'm guessing she's the Moth. And he seems interesting. I like him. His name's Rory. There's also a gargoyle called Bartholomew, which, from what I've heard, is everyone's favorite character. So hopefully I'll learn more about him. I think we've gotten glimpses of him so far, but again, 15% of the way through that. I will update you. I have today off. It's a Sunday, so most people do, because Jana got a job and I start tomorrow. So I thought this would be a great vlog to read 2 exciting new releases and then also take you on my first week at a new job. I think it should be a pretty good week, but today I am just focused on relaxing and doing whatever I want. So we'll see how much reading I get done. I hope I can at least get halfway through this. That would be my dream, but we'll see what ends up happening. I've been reading for a while now. We are still kind of in the beginning stages. I'm about 100 pages in at this point. I'm feeling pretty good about it so far. I do feel like there's still some questions that I have that I feel like they'll get explained to me. I feel like I'm having a hard time fully grasping the world, but I don't know if it's my brain. I am both reading it and listening to it, and sometimes I'm not great at tandem reading, but I'm trying to see if it helps me get into it more, because I will say the audiobook, the narrators are really good, and I love the narrators they chose for this. Makes you want to listen more, but it's also kind of soothing, and sometimes that's dangerous because then I'm more relaxed. Oh, and then you can see my buddy. I have a little reading buddy, and so that's been cute. I do need to do some chores because I feel like I just want to relax and enjoy my day, but I want to set myself up for this next week so that I'm not worried about anything on top of work. She's so distracting. Oh my God, I think this might be a little wonky, but I have you propped up. But I wanted to share with you. So I bought these chips, and they're supposed to be Thai style yellow curry flavored chips. We live pretty close to an Asian grocery store, And so sometimes we just like to pick up different flavors and see if we like them. So I figured let's do a little taste test. So this is the bag. Let me pop this open. They smell so much like curry. Okay. I feel like they have just enough slight spice to them, and they really do just taste like yellow curry. I think if you like yellow curry, you're gonna like these. That's the life update. Eat curry chips. So I got to part 2 in this. I haven't really read a ton since I last updated you, but I really want to say I think I'm understanding what's going on now, because there's this gargoyle who keeps calling everyone Bartholomew, and I thought he was Bartholomew, but I'm like, I don't know, is this a hold door situation? Like, hold the door? Something weird is going on here. I'm gonna call the gargoyle Bartholomew, whatever. He's just calling everyone else Bartholomew, but he's just a weird guy. Besides that, I've just been playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I've gotten really into it. It has these daily tasks it has you do, and especially while I've been unemployed, I don't know, it just gives me something to distract myself with for 20 to 40 minutes a day. So I did do that for a while, and right now I'm thinking I'm gonna order myself some Five Guys as a little treat, because I think that's gonna set off my night of self-care, because I need to take an everything shower. My hair's not that bad, but I do think I want to curl it tomorrow, because I don't know, first days just feel like I should curl my hair. I can't explain that to you any better than that. I think I'm gonna do that and do a face mask and just like be on the couch and be chill. I don't know if I'll put on a movie. Maybe I'll put on one of my favorite movies. So I'm not too worried about reading too much of this. I wonder how long this is, because I wouldn't mind taking my time with this. There's no reason for me to totally bolt through this. It's not like I'm trying to get the video out. So it says it's 400 pages, and I'm a little over, I think I'm 1,520 pages in. So that's a little over 25%. So that's not too bad. I'm not upset by that. And I have plenty of time to read tonight if I want to. It's not even that late. It's 5 now. I will say I am liking Rory as a character. I don't know how much I care about Sybil or Six. She's there for sure. And obviously she's like the character we're following, but I feel like it's because she doesn't know who she is that it's kind of hard to get a firm sense of self from her, because basically all of her memories were taken from before she joined the Diviners. So she only has 10 years of memories. And so she doesn't really have a trajectory besides, I'm sure, discovering being a diviner isn't all that it could have been or whatever. So I'm sure I will discover more along the way. This is a small fry. That is my whole plate. This plate, bigger than my hand. A small fry. Five Guys does not dick around. I look terrifying. This is me. I literally, it's not even on that well. I read the packaging. The packaging literally said to leave this on for 3 to 4 hours. Can you believe that? He doesn't even know who I am anymore. Either do I. Oh, he's coming. Hopefully not to rub on my face. Self-care evening has been activated. We have red, white, and royal blue on, and I'm about to set up my laptop with The Sims 4. We're ready. Hello. So I'm coming to you live right before my first day of work. Do I look first day of work ready? I also have a blazer, which I'll wear, which they put on the dress code, which I think a blazer's crazy. I own one, and it's to interview to get a job and then never to wear again. But anyway, I actually made it to 50% before I went to bed last night. I did some coloring to relax before I went to bed. And then this morning, as I got ready, I've gotten another 10% in. So we're about 60% into this. And I believe it's 232 pages in, if you care about that. So we've been making some progress. We have a little less than halfway done. That's what 60% means. I know how to do math. I will say I am enjoying this a lot more. I feel like I'm obviously a lot more situated than I was before. I don't really think it's that complicated. I think there's things that's mentioned that I think is supposed to throw you a little bit. I will say there's one thing that's kind of bugging me, and it's that, as I said in the last clip, obviously like, something's going on with the diviners. And this isn't super a spoiler. This just happens in fantasy. When she's presented with new information, she just automatically accepts it. The people she was around her whole life lied to her. And I just think you'd fight it a little bit more, or you'd have like doubts when just a new person tells you something. The king gives her these letters from his uncle that are about the diviners. And she's just like, yep, truth. These letters from your uncle must be the truth. And I'm just like, not even something she saw. Not even the first-hand source. She's just like, your uncle, he'd never lie in letters. He'd never do that. Hopefully when I get back tonight and let you know how my first day went. I'm feeling a little nervous, but life comes and goes. So we'll see. Your girl is back in corporate America. Look at me go. I just got home from my first day. Oh my God, guys. It was kind of boring, but I feel like that's how first days go. I'm still meeting everyone and pretending I can remember their names. But besides that, not too much to report on the reading front. I only read about 10% more of the book. So even though something kind of crazy happened that has shifted the whole mood, so I feel like I'm clocked in. It kind of answered for me the concern that I told you about this morning. So I'm kind of interested to see where it'll go. I'm very much liking Rory and the Gargoyle. I think they're my favorites. But besides that, I got a very good compliment today. The HR lady, well, one, she laughed at me when I came in because it's really hard, I think, as a woman to show up somewhere and be 6 feet tall. She just laughed. All of the people who hired me were literally like 5'2". I was like, yeah, I am a behemoth of a lady. So the first thing she did was laugh at me. But then later at lunch, she told me that she thought I looked like Evan Rachel Woods. I was like, okay, that lady's hot, so I'll take it. I don't know if that's true, but I'm not out here saying no to compliments. So that's the update. My friend took me to Costco. I need these so bad in my body. I got some other random shit too, like a whole thing of dried persimmons. I don't know who needs that. Yes, me. Oh my God. So I finished it yesterday and I feel like the ending, I was reeling. It was, again, a first book in a series, even though it doesn't say book one, which I think is going to start being my nemesis in the fantasy romance genre. Stop making me start series that I don't know about. Say start to epic series or something in the synopsis. They didn't do that. But I'm about to head out to work. But I definitely feel like 4 stars feels like the experience I had. Definitely the ending packed a punch and it wrapped things up in a way that pleased me, but still left me wanting more. So there's an excuse for a second book. And then we are going to begin Bury Me in Our Midnight Soil, something like that. Whatever the new V Schwab is. It hasn't come in the mail yet, so hopefully soon. But yes, so we're going to start it. I'm excited. I heard that it's kind of like Addie LaRue adjacent in some way. So if you know me, you know that I am a giant Addie LaRue fan. So I'm hoping that this is a 5-star read, that this is just blows me away. I will start it and I will let you know how it goes. I'm going to go to work now. Hello. Oh my God, what is this doing? I just got my hair cut today and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I did a lot of long layers by my face, so I'm kind of loving it. So sorry to change my hair halfway through a vlog, but I think she's cute. Anyway, I did end up finishing my first week back to work and I think it went great. It was good. People have been so kind, and I'm really hoping I get to stay there. I'm doing an attempt to hire situation. So far, it seems like they want to keep me, so I'm really hoping. But besides that, I'm about 15% through Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, and so far, so good. I feel like I've had an apprehension in getting deeper into this just because I'm scared it's gonna hurt me, and I know it will. So I'm hoping today I can get a little further in it. So far, you can feel that it's set up and it's bouncing back and forth between a present and a past perspective. And both of them are interesting. So I don't feel like I'm feeling like, oh no, I wish you'd go back to this character or anything. I definitely see both of them as interesting. I am eagerly anticipating to see how they're connected, even though I will say the past perspective does really remind me of Addie, but this time we follow Maria, and she gets married off pretty quickly, and she thinks she has like some control over it because she basically tempted this Viscount. And so she thinks she's getting a better life because she was like, well, I was going to get married off anyway, so I might as well have nice things. But, you know, it's not totally going the way she thought. And then everyone just keeps being like, oh, it'll get better when you have a baby. And she's like, no thanks. So we'll see how that goes. So I am worried about her. And then besides that, we are following Alice in the present chapters. And I feel like I don't have too many thoughts about her because I feel like we've definitely spent more time with Maria. But I will update you as there's more to say. Hello. So I am about 25% of the way through now. I'm doing some diligent listening this morning. I really hope my Fairy Loot box gets here. All week it has been saying it is coming. I just want to unbox it. I want to see it. I've been really trying not to see any spoilers of what it looks like so that I can have a little thrill. But now the vampire aspect has really solidified, and I'm definitely more in it now than I was before. I feel like I'm starting to understand what's going on. There is a third POV, Lottie, but we don't really know a lot about her. We've had like 3 chapters of hers, but I've just gotten to the bulk of Alice's chapters. So I feel like I'm finding more about the present. Well, the present being 2019, but more present than like the 1600s. Now I am about to go get brunch with one of my friends. And so I'm going to take the train there just so that I can get some extra listening time in, because I'm really hoping that I can at least hit 50% today. We'll see if it happens because it's the weekend. We don't have to push ourselves to do anything. I posted a video today and I've been really good about posting 1 video a week. And so this is next week's video because I'm so smart. And I was like, I can get ahead of this. I feel like this lighting is just gonna be weird because it is nighttime, because I think we finally got my Fairy Loot box, which said it was gonna be here literally last Thursday, and it's Monday. So whatever, I'm not bummed about it at all. But I'm super excited. I heard that it's gorgeous, so I'm excited to find out. I really hope that this is the Fairy Loot box. I think it is, and not actually my Romantasy box. Oh no, it's definitely what I thought it was gonna be. Part of me was feeling bummed because I saw that Illumicrate had one and theirs was gorgeous, but I knew I was getting this copy and I was like, how many copies of this book I haven't read yet do I need? Obviously the answer was all of them. These kind of look familiar. These edges, I don't know. They kind of look like a book I have already, but I like them. They are very pretty. So we got this. I feel like I'm not like very wowed by this cover, but I do like it better than the original cover. Oh, the artwork, of course. Oh my God, okay. Yeah, let's take the dust jacket off. So the dust jacket, is that the UK version of the cover? Because in the US, it's like dark blue, and then I think the words are yellow. She's stunning, look at her. I really love that she hasn't come to me damaged in any way. The corners are still nice and crisp. 80% of the way through the book now, and I'm like, what does this stand for? It is very pretty. And then of course, it has the Bury Our Bones poem that they say in the book a bunch of times. But let's look at the artwork. Oh, I love it. I love it. I feel like this makes it worth it to me. Oh my God. I didn't realize. It's all dented right here. Don't love that. I don't love this as much as the other side. I feel like I'm very low energy right now, but it's 9 at night and I'm eepy. Like I said, I'm about 80-something% of the way through now. And it's definitely, obviously it's very picked up from the last time I talked to you. I felt like once you get to the part where you start kind of guessing how the 3 points of view tie together, once you start seeing the threads, I feel like it's not even that I can anticipate what's going to happen next. You're like, oh shit. Because I know it's going to be so much worse than what I could come up with, because V.E. Schwab likes to hurt my feelings. But I am very much loving it. I'm very into it. I have probably an hour left of listening to do, so I'll definitely finish this tomorrow and give you my final thoughts. But really, there's no way I don't give this 5 stars. I feel like if you love Addie, you're going to love this. And I almost like the same, where I think if you disliked Addie, this also isn't going to be for you, because if you felt like Addie was slow, this isn't going to make you feel like it's not slow, because it's a story that truly builds upon itself as it goes. And so I don't see how you could tell a story like this and have it not kind of be a little slow. But I think the payoff and the emotional consequences of the things that happen are well deserved. She earns it. But anyway, sleepy Jana will go, and you'll probably see Jana tomorrow to finish. I'm kind of bummed it's almost over. I almost feel like I'm gonna have, not like a book slump, but like a book hangover, where you're just like, why do I keep reading? I don't know. I did text my friends and I was like, I'm so glad that I get to live in the time of V.E. Schwab. I'm in the right era that I get to read these as they come out. I love her. I love my vampire lesbians. I want more.
Oh, hello. Did this week go to plan? No. I had a surprise root canal. Beautiful, wonderful. Can't wait to see what life throws at me next. Anyway, I finished Bury Our Bones. I loved it. 5 stars. I do think, like I said before, this is a story that really builds upon itself, and I feel like the payoff for the ending just really did it for me. Something I loved about Addie, and something that I love about this, is you read the ending and you still want to know more. You still have this longing to keep going with these characters, and I definitely felt that in this. Do I think this is as good as Addie? No. But it was still 5 stars. It was still really good, but I think it's also hard to compare this to one of my favorite books of all time, a book I've read 8 times, because I'm sure if I'd read this 8 times, this would invoke such a strong emotion in me because I would feel closer to it. I really liked the vampire aspect, and I also really appreciated how queer this story was. Literally every female character was really into women, and we don't get enough of that. So having it be so overwhelmingly queer was such a treat and a delight, and I can't wait to live in a time where we get more books like this. I feel like the messaging of this could be seen as similar to Addie because it's another entity that's living a long life, and they really do talk about what's the point of living. And I do think Addie comes away with a different lesson, where I feel like in this, it's basically saying too long of a life loses its meaning in a way, and how you would change or grow numb over time. And I don't know, there's a lot to think about in this book. And I feel like I'm still really sitting with it. I feel like ever since I finished, I haven't really been too excited to pick something else up, because I'm just like, I feel like I'm still digesting this story. It truly is just very expansive, and it kind of leaves you with enough questions answered and enough questions you still have, where you're like, okay, I wonder where the story would continue to go? Or is it kind of like a cycle? The one POV that was more in the past, and you kind of see how it ripple affected everything else around it. And you could imagine how the other POVs would be not only affected, but would also fall into the same patterns that the other character lived. It doesn't really matter what time you're in, the things the characters want to achieve, and then also how they deal with being a vampire and now in a way being given a second life. It's just interesting, and I'm thinking about it a lot. But besides that, thank you so much for joining me in my very chaotic week of, reading. And like I said, this week did not go the way I thought it was going to go, but I did enjoy both of the books that I read for this vlog so much. So you got to take the good with the bad. In my comments down below, either give me a dagger for The Night and the Moth, or give me a little vampire guy for Bury Our Bones to tell me which one of these you're more excited to read. But besides that, as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.